Well, House Democrats have been using proxy voting amid the coronavirus pandemic, marking a first for Congress. This essentially means one congressperson can vote on behalf of several of their colleagues. Well, this is largely uncharted territory, and some lawmakers on the other side of the aisle have been criticizing the move, saying this could be a slippery slope heading into November. Joining me now is Jim DeBello, a Republican congressional candidate gunning for California's 52nd district here in San Diego. Jim, good morning. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, good morning, Adonis. California Democrat Scott Peters gave away his vote to New York Democrat Kathleen Rice. It's unconstitutional, and I think it's a dereliction of duty. It's never happened before in 231 years. Who is Kathleen Rice? What relationship does Kathleen Rice have with the Scott Peters or San Diego? I'm a citizen of the 52nd district. I'm the congressional Republican candidate, and yet I don't have a voice. My vote has been given away to a New Yorker. In 231 years, through the pandemic in 1918, to the War of 1812 when our capital was burned, to even 9/11 when airports were shut down, Congress members have found a way to get to Washington. It's required in our Constitution. And to me, this is a breach of the oath to represent the people.
And Jim, House Republicans actually filed a lawsuit against this, arguing, as you mentioned, proxy voting. They're calling it unconstitutional. So again, just give us your take on all this. Do you agree with the legal action that they're taking on this?
I do, Adonis. I think it's important to take a stand on this. This is important for our democracy and for the respect of our Constitution. I really do need the help of your viewers nationally to get to the bottom of this. Who is Kathleen Rice? Why has Scott Peters given his vote to her? And I believe we need answers. That's why at DeBelloCongress.com, I would really appreciate any input from around the nation on this issue. There is a bill right now, no pay for proxy votes, that's being proposed on the House floor by Republicans with a slight chance of being approved, considering a Democratic House. But this is more reason for us to take back the House. We're 18 seats short. We just won a seat with Mike Garcia in California. It shows that we can win here in California. It's certainly time for a change. I certainly need the help of your viewers around the country at DeBelloCongress.com. And please donate to the cause to get the word out. But again, if you look at this, none of these representatives who have given up their vote, and there's 70 of them, 70 Democrats have given up their vote, representing 49 million Americans who have lost accountability with their locally represented and elected official. That's not right, and that's not the way our Constitution has been setting up. And to hide behind the pandemic, saying it's unsafe to travel. Well, hairdressers are going back to work, and they're getting it done. They're getting paid because they're working. If you don't show up, you can't get paid. Not willing to show, not willing to work, it's not the American way.
And Jim, I want to get your take on this. We've seen some argue that Democrats might use this as a way to push for nationwide mail-in voting for the general election. Do you think there's any truth in that?
I think it's all part of a greater scheme. We face that here in California. And with the problem with mail-in ballots is not when they are regulated, when people request them, they're sent out, they're identified. The problem with the new regime as it's proposed is that there'll be a mass mailing of ballots. People that shouldn't be on the voting rolls, the ballot rolls, remain. They could be long gone, and they still get the ballot. And that could be great abuse, and it's fraught with risk for fraud. So we really want to make sure we control that as citizens, both Democrats, Republicans, Independents, where there's a control mechanism so ballots aren't abused. This is one step, a proxy vote, mail-in ballots universally without any kind of identification that I think is a slippery slope for our democracy.
All right, Jim DeBello, Republican congressional candidate running in California's 52nd district against Representative Scott Peters, the Democrat incumbent in this race. Thank you so much for coming on the show today. Always a pleasure. We really appreciate your time today.
Nice to see you, Adonis. Thank you.
Nice to see you too.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One American News on YouTube. And call your cable provider and kindly demand that One American News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.